Our next order of business is to hear good news happening in our schools. Dr. Booker, what good news do you have for us tonight?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, we have several good news. I would first like to ask Savannah Woods to come forward. Savannah is a second grade student at Cherville Elementary. Savannah came up with a great idea. She began making handmade reading bookmarks and sold them to raise money for new books in the Media Center. And when Savannah was asked how she came up with this, she said, "I'm crafty and I love art, and I thought this would be a great idea to get more books for our library."
Yes.
All right. Yeah, nah.
What gets even better, to date, she has sold 76 bookmarks, raising $93 with the help of some generous buyers. Her media specialist at Cherville Elementary said, "I love seeing students like Savannah accomplish so much and do what they can to help their school and their own learning experience." Savannah, we are proud of you and all of your hard work that you've done to support your school library and to promote reading. Ms. Lovelace?
I am so honored to stand up here with you tonight. I have been in education for over 42 years, and I have never heard of a 7-year-old taking upon herself a fundraising and donating every penny that she earned to her school's library. This is absolutely amazing. She told me that she did it. She told me that she did this because she loves her library and she loves Mrs. Wilson, her librarian. She has fallen in love with you. And Savannah, on behalf of the Gaston County Board of Education, I am presenting you with a certificate of recognition for Savannah Woods' outstanding contribution to School Media Center. Thank you so very much. If you would like to hold that. And then we'll take your picture. Would you hold it like this? You just step back.
Hey, you're fine, Miss
Okay.
Let's get right next to her.
All right.
Let me take this paper
Yeah,
for you.
take that from me. Savannah's already made the newspaper for the Cherville Eagle. She's a little celebrity.
Smile, Savannah.
Okay.
And her parents
Miss Wilson, Mr. Watson, parents yet?
and Miss Wilson and the principal's gonna come up, okay? And I'll step to the back for this one.
You the sister? You gonna come up here too?
Mommy stand beside her, I'll get in the back. There you go.
All right, perfect. Here we go. All right, thank you.
Allison, you can come with us. You're gonna go, let your mommy hold that, okay? And you're gonna shake every board member's hand, all right? Yes. Make sure you keep those in this hand, and you're gonna be shaking with that hand, okay? The first one is Mr. Dedman. He was your mother's principal, which you didn't hire.
Oh, thank you so much.
Did you hear what she said? Tell me what you said, darling.
Please donate to any school.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Donate to any school of your choice.
I will donate to you. Thank you.
Please donate to any school.
Thank you. I will.
Raising money tonight.
School of choice.
Thank you.
How much rate you have for your school? That's for you. That's for your school. Thank you. Thank you.
Please donate to any school.
I will, thank you. Here's you another. There you go. You keep working the room.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
She's already prepared.
Hey,
Savannah?
Savannah, you got another 20.
Thank you all.
Good job.
And anybody who's looking for a salesperson, I know somebody ready to go. She just doubled her collection, so welcome. Next, I'd like to invite Zoe Lovelace from John Chavis Middle School and Faith Welts from Gaston Early College High School to come forward. Both Zoe and Faith are members of the Gaston County Blazing Saddles 4-H Club, which actively participates in the North Carolina 4-H horse program sponsored by NC State University. They just returned recently from the 41st Annual Heart Association Beach Ride in Myrtle Beach. Both students are part of Team Triple H, which stands for Horses and Hearts for Hope, and they've raised as a team more than $4,500 for the American Heart Association. In addition to serving as team captain, Faith raised $1,200 alone for her team, and she's been a part of this beach ride for 8 years. This was Zoe's first year as a rider. We wanted to take a moment and congratulate both of you for your outstanding community service. We make us proud. Ms. Lovelace?
Young ladies, it's an honor as a Board of Education member to have you here tonight for your recognition. As far as the Blazing Saddles 4-H Club, it is the oldest club in our 4-H district that is still under active charter. And Faith's mother, BJ, is the wonderful leader that they have that is so instrumental in teaching the youth of today to give back to the community. Some of the things that they do in addition to raising money for the American Heart Association is provide free horse rides for the National Night Out that's sponsored by the Gaston County Police Department. They do food drives for the local crisis assistance agencies. They also take food to the needy, and they visit the local nursing homes. They actually take horses to the nursing homes for the residents to see the horses there. They also get involved in collecting gloves and scarves for the homeless. Among many other things that they do, it's absolutely phenomenal. These girls are always busy. They're actually parts of 2 equestrian clubs, the Blazing Saddles 4-H, as well as the Triple H mounted drill team. And as far as Faith goes, as Dr. Booker mentioned, she has ridden in the last 7 rides. In the last 5 years, she has raised individually over $1,000 for each of these rides. In order to ride in the Myrtle Beach Heart Association ride, you have to donate or raise $175. And this year, there were 1,200 horses on Myrtle Beach from November the 2nd to November the 6th. And the total amount of contributions that came in were if I get this wrong, I think $490,000 was raised for the American Heart Association. And I know that Faith rides in memory of her grandfather who passed away as a result of a heart condition. And on a personal note, I appreciate you girls doing this, because 11 years ago, by the grace of God, I was given a second chance. And I am one of the female survivors of a heart attack. And I proudly wear the red dress that is given by the American Heart Association. So girls, thank you for the work that you do to raise all this money, because the American Heart Association does need all this money for research, and we certainly do appreciate you. Faith and Zoe, this is a certificate of recognition for your outstanding contribution to the American Heart Association. Thank you, Faith, and thank you so much, Miss Zoe. Okay. Yes, take the paper again. I couldn't read everything that was on there. What these girls have done is just, it's unbelievable.
Amazing.
It's amazing.
What's her family in?
Faith's family is here.
Yeah. You can put you guys next to Miss Lovelace, yeah, fine. Perfect. All right. All right, you wanted to get a picture?
Get a little closer there. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3. right, good.
Thank you. And girls, if you would like to shake hands with all our board members.
Congratulations, and thanks for all you do. Congratulations.
I know you get some.
Congratulations to Lacey Buck.
Next, we'd like to recognize Stuart W. Kramer High School junior Rich Wills. Rich, could you come forward, please? Last month, Rich won the Gaston County Amateur Golf Tournament at Gaston Country Club. He shot a 213 over the three-day event, winning the total event by 5 strokes. He's the second youngest player to ever win the 54-hole tournament. This is the latest accomplishment in what has been a stellar year. Earlier this year, he finished in the top 10 at 8 different events, including winning the Hurricane Junior Golf Tour's 54-hole event and the Tar Heel Youth Golf Association's Sapona Junior Open. In the spring, Rich will set his eyes on chasing the 3A North Carolina High School Individual State Championship, and we look forward to seeing him being competitive in each of his matches in addition to the state tournament. Congratulations, Mr. Ramsey.
Gaston County Board of Education for your outstanding achievement you've done for Gaston County.
Mr. Devon wants to know what's in the bag. What's his equipment?
Oh, in his bag. Yeah, he plays a lot.
What's your putter?
Cleveland butter.
Okay.
Tyler's.
You can putt with anything.
Yeah.
You can play.
Good.
Mom and Dad, you want to come up? While we have Mom and Dad come up, Nelsonville is our new mayor of Cramerton, and he thought he was going to be famous, but his son's a lot more famous than him.
Mr. Ramsey, yeah, perfect.
Good, beautiful.
Right this way. And a little more. You get one through 5. Yeah. Hold on, sorry. On video. There we go. And last one. Perfect.
All right, Rich, you get together now. Tell them about your golf game.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
So who's after this so far?
Schools, Virginia Tech and Clemson.
Hey, you saw my orange, I work for you, Rich.
Next spring, we have a member guest at the country club. Congratulations, keep it up.
They should be taking up.
Thank you.
Board members, many of you recognize that last week was American Education Week, and a number of our schools did various activities to bring attention to that outstanding week. But tonight, we wanted to take a moment and focus on public education, the people who make significant contributions to that. Dr. Lillian Lowry passed away earlier this year, and we thought it would be a good time to pause and recognize all that she accomplished. Dr. Lowry was a native of Gastonia and was among the first students to integrate North Carolina schools. She began her educational career as an English teacher here in Gastonia and later went on to serve as the person in charge of schools in Maryland, Delaware, and Virginia. And then she became superintendent of schools for the state of Maryland's Department of Education. And then she served as the Secretary of Education for the state of Delaware. Her lifetime involvement and commitment to education was apparent in all that she did. It's very impressive when you look at all that she did in her life, and we wanted to pause and say this began right here in Gaston County Schools, a lifetime of service to public education. So, Ms. Guthrie, we're going to ask Lisa Lowry, her sister, as well as Juanita Lowry Jingles, her other sister, to come forward and join you as we talk about Dr. Lowry.
Thank you. As Dr. Booker has already stated, last week we did celebrate American Education Week, and we started that week with a very special program via Zoom from the African American Museum of History and Culture at Lurie Mill. November is also Family Literacy Month, and it is an honor indeed to be able to celebrate and recognize an educator, an advocate, one that believed in all children and that all children could and can learn. I was reminded of the feeder schools in Dallas, the leader in me. Dr. Lowry believed that there was a leader in every child. And I say this to say what she quoted. Educators, state leaders, parents, and communities must expect a certain level of rigor and performance if we want to close the achievement gap. Dr. Lowry strongly believed in that, and there were so many wonderful words expressed about her last week. I'm going to ask Mr. Hall, you represent the Dallas area. I want you to come and stand with me. As a matter of fact, I want you to make this presentation. Ladies and gentlemen.
Recognition of lifetime of contributions to public education. Ms. Lillian Lowry, we present you this signed by our Chairman Jeff Ramsey and Superintendent Booker. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, pictures first. And while we're getting ready for that, let me just say one more thing. In memory of Dr. Lowry, we are going to have a Dr. Lowry's Learning Trunk at the museum, and it will circulate from school to school upon request. And those books and other resources that will be in the trunk will address social emotional learning. And we know that if we do that, the legacy of Dr. Lowry will continue. Thank you. Thank you.
Can you move this? There you go, perfect. And one more. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm glad you're back home. I'm sorry I didn't.
Dot's getting old. I know, you got him lined up.
As we continue celebrating American Education Week, we have a true champion of education in Gaston County with us tonight. Alan Hodge has served as the editor of Belmont Banner News and newspaper for many, many years, and he has been a faithful supporter of Gaston County schools, working to support our district with news about our schools and overall accomplishments, and he's always driven positive attention to the school system. They were great about giving community news and just dedicating much space to talk about school activities and share feature articles about South Point, East Gaston, Stuart Cramer, all the schools that were in his area of the publication. When we learned that the Belmont News would be ceasing publication. We just couldn't have that occur without taking a moment to recognize you, Mr. Hodge, for all the years you have done, not only in the newspaper industry, but in our community, supporting us with the Belmont Banner News. So thank you, sir. Mr. Ramsey.
And promotion of Gaston County Schools now.
Okay.
So he does have some good news
I
to
have
share.
some remarks I'd like to make. The first one is that a group of investors in Belmont has stepped forward and we're trying to save the paper. Well, cross your fingers on it, because they know zero about the newspaper business, so with it, they've got deep pockets, but not much up here, as far as that goes. And the other thing I want to say is that I really appreciate this, because I've never sought glory for my work. I've always done it for those huge paychecks I got. And the third thing I want to say is, in my 25 years in journalism, I've covered 3 school districts: Cleveland County, Mecklenburg County, and Gaston County. And this by far is the very best one I've ever covered. And I'll tell you, it's not because my favorite cousin is Jeff Ramsey, or that my surrogate younger brother is Todd. But it's because this county here, and I know this from observation, focuses on educating students and not politics.
Well, thank you. We're going to get a picture and then we got
All right, this is weird because I'm used to being on the other side of the lens.
No, I've got you, Al.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, here you go. Take a little cap
I
off.
was testing you, Al.
All right.
All right, one more. All right, thank you.
All
Go
right.
there.
Yeah, really, I'm hoping that if this deal works out and the paper will be saved, it's going to be a few weeks transition till we can figure something out, but I'm going to fist bump. I got a hammer wound on my hand. Maybe you can get Savannah to help you raise some money too.
Use a photograph.
What?
Need your permission for you to borrow your lovely photograph.
God bless you,
All right.
Alan. Thank
Don't
you.
want to
Thanks so
copyright.
much.
All right, thank y'all. This was great, I appreciate it. Now, I'm gonna take my plaque and go home and have a glass of wine.
Thanks,
I'd like to ask Principal Laura Clark to come forward, please. And Laura will be bringing with her the National Blue Ribbon School Award that was presented by the United States Department of Education. This was unveiled last Thursday at a very special ceremony at W.A. Best. But we wanted everyone to see it because, remember, one of 5 schools in North Carolina, one of 297 in the nation, and one of the few to be recognized twice by the Department of Education. So congratulations, Laura. Ms. Cherry?
So I'll just hold this up again. Look at this. Came from Washington, D.C. Best Elementary is one of the best schools in the whole country. And we couldn't be more pleased to have this presented not once, but twice to one of our schools in Gaston County. We know all our schools are really, really great, but when she gets to go to Washington to get an award from the Department of Education and bring it back home, we couldn't be more thrilled, and we're so excited for y'all. Tell us what it felt like.
It was amazing. I mean, we were floating on air, weren't we?
It was quick air, I hear, but it was air.
Yeah.
So-
This rode on my lap on the way back. It was not stored in luggage.
And I know the kids are thrilled because the kids are one that got it.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful faculty, but fantastic kids and very well deserved. So we're thrilled for y'all. And please tell those children we're excited. So, is anybody with you?
No, just me.
Okay. Okay.
One more. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Show it off.
Congratulations. Yeah, he's trying to get his schedule straight.
Congratulations.
And Mr. Chair, we have one last recognition, and it is for the Board of Education. Last Tuesday night at the North Carolina School Board Association's annual meeting, you all received once again the Gold Bell Award, and it reflects that each one of you completed all of the hours of training that the State Board of Education recommends that you receive. And so you were among a handful of districts to get recognized for that. So congratulations
And
to you.
I brought home the brochure and I was looking through, and we truly are one of the few districts in the whole state, out of 115, that everybody on the board did the full training. So I'm very proud of that, and it was nice to be read, to be one of the proud and few that actually take the training that we're required to take. So.
Mr. Chair,
Yes, Ms. Guthrie.
in addition to what Mrs. Cherry just said, the only comment that I would want to make is that how can we support our educators? How can we support our superintendent if we're not doing what we need to do as a
Absolutely.
board? Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I'd like to say thank you to Dana for keeping us in line with that stuff
Yes.
and
Absolutely.
putting it all
Thank
together
you,
for
Dana.
us.
Thank you,
Here,
Mr.
here.
Moore.
That concludes good news, sir.